Shivnarayan P.
Yes, Rebecca.
It's always so good, so lovely to see you.
Yes, yes.
So kind of you to graciously navigate us through these unprecedented times we find ourselves in.
Yes.
But
yes.
we also know it's all divinely planned.
Yes.
So they are exciting in a way as well.
Yes.
You really are the beacon of light, illuminating the way for those of us who want to follow you. So I'm just so grateful for that.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm very excited and appreciative of being able to connect with you, just to be able to gain even more insight about our current state of affairs we find ourselves in, out there in the wild, in the jungle.
Yes.
So there is a lot of talk about this upcoming very epic, and from what I understand, a very rare occurrence, very significant conjunction. What can you tell us about that? What could we expect tangibly to happen?
Yes. Rebecca, it's happening today actually, 10th, 11th. It's today. It's right now.
Okay, right now.
Okay. So all the planets have come into this particular sign of Capricorn from the sidereal perspective. Sidereal as in like how the stars actually are, So from the sidereal system, and they come into a star asterism, nakshatra called Shravan. Okay, most of these grahas are coming into these planets are coming into this particular sign, which is called nakshatra in Sanskrit, called Shravan. And Shravan relates to listening, hearing. So the whole point, as I mentioned in a previous interview, is about listening now. Okay. And the funny thing about this listening thing is that right now, how people react to anything will pretty much depend on what they've been listening to for the last 10, 15 years. Okay. Like we have had internet going in the last 10, 15 years. Okay. And still, a lot of people have been listening to mainstream media for the last 15 years. Okay. So, and the current situation, people who listen to mainstream media will take certain actions, right? Because that's what they've been listening to. So, and even they continue to listen to it, and accordingly, their lives will pan out because that's what they will do. So that just stresses the importance of listening, right? What you listen to, you tend towards automatically.
Right. Okay.
You automatically veer towards that. It actually affects your actions. So listening, people think it's not so important what you listen to, anything like that. It's not like that. It's actually, it makes up your mind about what you're going to do and your actions actually at the end of the day. So it's a very strong activity rather than just a passive activity people think of it to be, it's like a, so like people right now, people can see that, like you can see that, like people who have been listening to mainstream media, how they're reacting, how what is happening to them and what they're listening to, what they're going to do as a result.
Yes.
All of that is very clear right now. Okay. And so that is what this whole conjunction is about, and so now more than ever, people have to finally understand the value of listening. In the Vedic times, like the listening was called Shruti, Shruti. And all the knowledge was passed down by listening only. Actually, it was not books, it was not typing, it was always speaking and listening. Okay. So now in the ancient times, like the beings who knew, who had proper knowledge, they spoke those things, they spoke and others listened. And through that listening, changed their lives for the better because they started doing better actions from that listening. Now, the place of these enlightened sages or beings has been taken over by media. Like they are the ones who talk and people listen. Okay,
yes.
So yeah, and once media was taking over, and the mainstream media, obviously, they were telling people all kinds of things, and people, if they buy that, and they keep on listening to that, then things go a certain way for them. And that's what is happening right now. That's the result. Right now, what is right now is the result of that.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. But now the future, people have to decide first to get off from that. A lot of people are realizing now in this world that that's nonsense. Okay. Mainstream media is nonsense. One should not listen to it. Okay. So that's a good step first. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. It's a good primary step. Okay. But then you'll come to YouTube and you can come to alternative listening. Okay. And alternative listening also has thousands of options. So among that also what you should listen to, okay, comes down to your discrimination, your sense of
Discernment.
discrimination. Okay. So you will have to discriminate in that also. Because the story does not end by not listening to mainstream media.
Okay.
Because then comes alternative media, and also in that, what are you going to listen to?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of voices, and all are not enlightened sages out there.
Right.
In this medium also, you might get more facts than the mainstream media, but still there's a lot of misinformation and a lot of nonsense in that too. So to filter and discriminate, best thing for beings is to first take control of themselves. Start doing a sort of a centering meditation or something like that, some proper meditation, which basically means centering, in order to make one discrimination stronger. So then one focuses on the right speech or the right listening, so which will be better for one, which will lead one to better actions.
Okay.
So listening is the key in this today's age, right? Like, I mean, it has been for a while since media started, and so from radio to television, now to internet, listening has been the key, like, thing. And now more than ever, it's most important now. So all these energies together in this sign of listening is saying that this is the time you have to make a decision now. Okay. About what you're going to listen to. Yes.
What about for those who still don't listen? Will the effects of that be a little more immediate? For example, vaccines, if one is listening to the mainstream news, then they're more likely to feed into the fear and to get a vaccine or etc. So will we start to see more tangible, concrete things happen as a result of that?
Exactly the point. This is the right point. Exactly, Rebecca, because that's what's going to happen, because this is in a sign of Capricorn. Now, Capricorn is actual material manifestation. It is a sign of material manifestation. Okay, so the material manifestation will be there immediately. So you will get actual concrete, like, the word concrete.
Concrete, yes.
Results. Concrete results relates to Capricorn, the word concrete. When you want concrete results, like, so it's going to be concrete. It's not going to be something up in the air. It's going to be actual, real-time, physical results here on this plane called Earth. Okay.
Wow.
So it's not going to be some theoretical concept in the mind, or like, okay, just that thing. Once you go by that, actual things are going to happen. That's why it becomes important, isn't it? That's why it becomes so much more important to listen, change your listening habits, and make sure that you start listening to the right thing now. More than ever,
So do you think beings will have more of a chance now to be able to connect the dots of the impacts their choices are making?
Yes.
Because cause and effect has really always been a pure principle, but maybe we beings haven't seen the effect as immediate, so they're not necessarily connecting the dots.
Yeah.
But are you saying that now there's more of a likelihood that they'll be able to?
Effects are much more clearer now. Like a lot of times effects don't happen immediately.
Right.
But now we have reached a point in time where that is going to happen.
Wow.
So then it becomes more imperative. There's an urgency, there's a seriousness, there's an urgency, and one can say there's an emergency of the situation. So many like grahas, planets getting together means the seriousness. It sort of shows the seriousness, and it shows the urgency of the situation. Like it's like what they call, like, it's the now or never. Right. Now. So it's like it is the high time, actually. I mean, people were given a lot of years, even since 2000 to 2020, when internet has been in operation, like especially last 15 years. YouTube 2006, 2007, 14,
Right.
15 years. People had a lot of time.
Very much. Yes.
I would say that's a lot of time, and then something has got to give after a while. You can't have, even human life doesn't have infinite time, anyways, or long time. So people should obviously, for the sake of the whole ways the system and the society goes, will depend on what people listen to. So that's why this whole thing is about, people thought like they're listening to anything will not actually lead to anything really. People consider it to be a passive activity. It doesn't mean much. Okay, if you listen to this band or that music or this mainstream media, that nothing doesn't matter.
Right.
But actually it matters.
Right. Wow.
The vibrations affect you, the content affects you, your mind, it gets affected on a mental level. Then finally you take actions according to those things. So what you listen to matters a lot in terms of music also, speech also, content also, everything, in every way, makes a whole lot of difference. But that education was not there, basically.
Okay.
So like people should never think that I'm going to listen to something and it's not going to affect me. It will always affect you, like,
Especially now.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially now, like because you have to take immediate decisions now. There are a lot of decisions coming people's way, and what you're going to decide will depend on what all you have listened to, right?
Right. So true.
Well, what will you base the decision on? Basically. Yeah. So,
wow.
So it becomes even more imperative right now, basically. So today, on this day when this thing is happening, like it's a good message to get out.
Okay.
The world, like, sort of right now, that listening also, and even in the alternative media like YouTube or whatever other sources online, on internet, people have to again use discrimination and differentiation, and for that I would recommend the LotusOcean meditations and things for people.
Yes.
People at least get themselves together,
right,
on some level, to be able to even understand what to listen to and what not to.
Right.
Yeah.
It starts to become very clear.
Yeah. In order to make that decision, because you have to make that decision first, and then you listen to things, and accordingly your future will go, and then you'll make further decisions.
Yes, it's a cadence of
Yeah. So first that decision, and before that, getting yourself together on a physical level, as a human body level. There are ways where you can use the human body to
beautiful.
To make oneself more ready, so that one is able to discriminate what to listen to and what not to. Because
proper foundation.
Yes, the proper foundation. Yeah. So that's what this is all about right now. Actually, everything is about that.
So many want to skip that part and get right to the tertiary.
Yes. Yeah, but if you can skip that one, if you skip that, then you won't have the discrimination.
Right.
You lack the discrimination. And again, then you make the wrong choices in the listening. And then once you make the wrong choices in the listening, then final result will be more bad decisions. After the listening. After the wrong listening. Okay, so it's
a mess.
It just adds up, right? Like, so that's all. Like I wanted to like let the people know, like who will listen to this also around the world. Like
this is safe to listen to.
It's about listening only. So
listening.
And it has been for a long time, even from the time of radio, in the 1920s, 30s, 40s. Like it was all about the listening. You didn't even get an image. Then even when TV came, you had the images.
Yeah.
But it was still mostly about the listening, because what are people saying, right? It's not just about some pictures moving on a screen.
Wow.
So,
beautiful.
So, and all of this listening has affected programmed people. The word program.
Yes.
So so people have to finally understand this power of listening.
Power of listening.
And it's not a joke, it's not a passive thing, it's not a thing which, people consider light thing. They don't put that much weight onto it.
Right.
They're listening to it. Like it doesn't matter much.
Right.
It's okay if I listen to this or that. It doesn't really matter.
Right. Wow.
Yeah. But it does.
Once they start seeing the impacts that it makes on them personally, they have an opportunity to take a different path. How long will beings, it just seems like we've had so many chances, which I'm very grateful for, but how much longer will beings even have these opportunities to switch the road they're on?
I mean, there's a whole 20-year period where the whole change is happening, which started from that Jupiter-Saturn conjunction.
Okay.
And so then 20 up till 2020 to like 2019 to 2039, basically, this whole period is this period. But this is a crux period right now, because people have to take a lot of decisions soon, and a lot of people are having to make a lot of decisions everywhere. In terms of like everybody has had to make decisions, one way or the other, because you can't sort of escape them right now, the decisions. So it has gotten to that point. So so people I think they should use this opportunity right now to put some strength to listening, and that is something important what I listen to. It's not just a passing thing, not to be superficial or flaky about it. Yeah. So which people have been, so like in the Vedic things, the listening thing was considered very strong and very important, and everything was based on it pretty much. So the emphasis on it was very clear. But in the recent times, in the last 100 years, it's not been so. Even though people have done nothing but listen to things, even or from NASA or gravity or this thing or 100,000. People have heard so many things, and now they have realized that whatever they're listening to are lies and all of that kind of things. So for them to switch from that to the truths is in their own hands, and for that they have to work for that, to listen to the actual real knowledge about this multiverse or this existence or this plane of existence or getting out of this plane of existence or all of those things.
Right. And not be influenced by others who have no interest in listening to the facts.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that is their choice as a being. They can make that choice. But one can for oneself put listening on a higher pedestal and make sure that whatever is going through the ears is something positive, like for oneself, and factual, whether it be sound, music, words, content, anything, so taking care of this thing, is a huge thing. I think that'll be an important thing, because what people have done in the last, like a lot of things have gotten viral in the last 15, 20 years. What in the masses are called viral, right? Like things get, but most things which get viral have hardly any proper content to them, or there's nothing positive for them, right? So through all of this, they've been showing that they don't really want, it sends a message to the multiverse, they don't really want good for themselves, right?
Right.
It's a wrong message to send. Okay, when you send that message, then the repercussions come, and masses will get those repercussions, whether in terms of natural disasters or things which are happening. Then they won't like that,
Right.
But they are the ones who decided what they were going to make viral, right?
Right.
What are they going to listen to?
Right. What they pay them and give their attention to. Yes.
And what are they going to listen to? Okay. I mean, like crop circles have been happening for the whole time, and they've been covered online for that whole time, and nobody's been paying much attention. They have not gone viral. Okay.
Which is astonishing.
Yeah, they've not gone viral. So people have been making choices in that, what they will listen to about, or what not. So accordingly, some results are coming now.
Yes.
Okay. So they will see those results.
Yes.
Okay. So then human beings as a whole will have to decide. what they make viral
Yes.
in the future, because even that might be taken away from them, because situation can get so bad that you don't even have things which you take for granted, like net access,
The
making things
options.
viral, or all of this,
Wow. Maybe that needs to happen.
Yeah, but I think it's better before it happens or anything like that happens, people utilize the tools properly and, to take a turn for the better. I mean, there's always time for people to change and apply these.
That's so kind that way. So merciful.
That's all for now, Rebecca. I think that's
okay. No,
yes.
this has been extremely perspective expanding, as always, speaking to you on these topics. So we really appreciate you navigating us through these very intense times. Shiv Narayan.